Fellowship is what up? Welcome to the Fellowship Hall with the twins and Rap. I am Rap, aka Big Ham, and I'm back with my fellas. Twin number 1, Keith, and twin number 2, Ken. Fellas, say hello to the fellowshippers today.
What's up, fellowship? It's your boy Ken, aka the Odd Man Out. Thanks for tuning in with us today.
What's up, fellowship? It's your boy Keith, the moderator. You know me, I know you. Let's go ahead and jump into it. You know what we're doing. We are back reviewing episode 8 of our favorite show on TV right now. That's Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3. With the with the crazy happenings of Tariq and the Tejadas and the Westons and whatever Effie last name is and
Morales.
Davis,
Morales.
whatever. Yeah, it's about to be inmate number, whatever. All right, I usually let the fellas start off, but I'm gonna start off saying one thing. Sax is finally dead.
Finally.
Sax is finally dead, but I do have a problem with it. I think it was rushed. I don't think that Davis's brother had the history on the show to be the one to put the bullet in Sax. I didn't care for it. Offense can hold you back now. All of a sudden, I want a Sax dead. I'm glad he did, but I felt like he didn't get the proper send off that he deserved. What y'all think?
I think it was typical Power. You know, Kendrick has said it before. Power introduced characters just to die.
Yeah,
and so they introduced him just to kill Sax and to kill himself. So he served his purpose. You know, I think it would have been a little messy if Kane, well, not messy, but it would have been, you know, further charges being added if it were Kane or Reek or Effie or, you know, somebody in the organization to kill him. You know, there would have been more charges on them towards the case. So now you're going to see that it was old boy's brother. It was a murder-suicide, so that leaves everybody else free.
They put a bow on everything.
Yeah. Leaves everybody free from that murder, but, you know, it still gives them a place to be able to continue trying to put a case together against Reek and the Tejada. So that's the way they did it to make it a clean exit from Sax.
Yeah, but it's still. But who is Davis's brother, right? That's who he is. He's Davis's brother. So if they're gonna say, if they putting together stuff like, you know, Tariq and Effie and Diane and all that stuff working together all at the drop of some picture or something like that, then it seems like it's child's play for them to say, well, Davis's brother killed himself. He was in some end stage disease, and then he killed himself after killing Sax. Davis must have had him do it. Like that I don't necessarily know if I follow the writing.
Man, listen.
Davis is gonna put a story together.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah. I thought having Davis' brother kill Sax was the most egregious thing that the show probably has ever done. I mean, I was upset, man, because we waited 11 episodes for Sax to die.
2 different series.
They have the one person that absolutely has the least motive to kill Sax. Sax. Sax just got this dude out of jail. Sax bribed one of the probation parole hearing persons to get him off. He found out about Sax being a snitch or
rat or whatever, mole, yeah.
Maybe an hour or 2 before. He ended up getting inside a Sax locked car, has him drive him away, and within 1 hour it goes from sun up in the middle of the sky to dark, and then he kills Sax for no reason. I mean, honestly, it made me mad, man. And the reason I'm mad is because it ruined a Gots to Go that we've had for pretty much our entire podcast career.
It ruined the satisfaction.
It bothers me, man. It really, really bothers me because there was no reason for Davis' brother to kill Sax. It should have been Reek. It could have been Davis.
Kill Sax. He just should have been the one to do it.
It wasn't reason for him. I mean, Big Ham. Yeah. Oh, that's just like you getting out of jail after 28 years, and me and Keisha telling you, man, some dude stepped on my foot, and then you're like, okay, he gotta die. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me, man. I'm sorry, guys, but that really bothered me, and I just think that was horrible writing. Yeah. And I mean, I guess I should be somewhat used to it, but it was just horrible writing, man. It was a good episode until he died. It was a good episode,
but yeah.
It ruined the satisfaction, like you said, man. It ruined the satisfaction. It's like It's like I get a cake, right? I get a cake from somewhere, a cake that I've been wanting, and I take a first bite of the cake. It is delicious, and then I see behind the counter somebody, playing with a dog and not washing their hands. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be super satisfaction, and I see something, or it just happens to be something that. Why would you be doing that in this situation? And that's how I feel about Davis's brother, man. Like the build up for him getting out of jail and maybe possibly getting some help to him not being able to be helped. So I'm gonna end my life, but I'm gonna take Sax out for you. Like it just didn't jive for me.
Make sense, man. I mean, we had this whole Drew junk that we could have spent a whole podcast talking about. We got the whole.
We will.
Got the whole
we had what jump? What did he say? Drew jump?
The whole Drew jump.
Him
just whining and crying and basically letting the whole world know he didn't kill Gordo. We got Diana getting arrested and Davis, slipping her the note and them working out this perfectly formulated plan to pin everything on Effie, only to find out they were still protecting Effie. It had the potential to be a great episode.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the Monet aspect of it, walking into the country club, finding what dude was, telling him she needed all his money. He knowing her when everything actually worked out through Braden and Kane, which made no sense. It was so many things to talk about, and we got to start the podcast off with the disappointment of how they killed Sax.
Exactly.
At least Angie, Tommy did it. You know what I mean? It was bad, man. I'm sorry, it was bad. It's no way to get around this. The Sax death was anticlimactic and it'll be a blemish on the show, man.
It was, man. And it was crazy. We was like, man, what is the reason for this whole Davis brother thing? We don't care nothing about it.
We asked it so many times.
And it was straight power writing. I mean, it was lazy. It was lazy, but that's what they do.
I don't think so.
Time they done
this really wasn't storybook writing.
Hey man, it was in Power, in the first Power, Book 2, in Raising Canaan, in Force. All the ones Ken have said repeatedly, he hates when they introduce characters just so those characters can die. And that is exactly what Davis's brother was. He was introduced. We was always like, we don't even care nothing about this. Why is he here? He was here strictly to disappoint us in being the guy to kill Sax and to kill himself when his out of nowhere, he's surprised to let him know his treatment was trash. And he wasn't even trying to do it. He only got a month. So it was like, it was just terribly lazy and terribly convenient. But aside from all that, I enjoyed the show so much. Like I'm glad that was last because, like Ken said, it was disappointing for that to happen, but at least that was a whole entertaining show before that point.
All right, so my bad for derailing the reaction. So let's go ahead and jump into a reaction. So Ken, go ahead and tell us about your reaction minus the Sax stuff that we already covered.
Yeah, I kind of hinted at it, man. The whole Drew thing, man, he's getting on my nerves, man. And this whole Everett coming back and now Everett out and he's open about it when a month or two before he didn't want anybody to know, and now he already got a brand new bow on his shoulder, on his arm, or whatever that he's introducing to the world. And then, like, obviously, Power is supposed to be about a drug dealing family and all their interactions, but they adding all these little tertiary storylines that's not really benefiting the show. They only add these storylines to try to loop in, the means to the end that they want. Like with Drew crying on dude's shoulder, and then mysteriously getting recorded and linked to social media, and then Gordo's brother seeing it and then showing it to the mama, and then they figuring out what's going on. But one thing that I thought was crazy was Drew crying so hard over Everett, Everett tearing up his room. And 5 minutes ago, he was deeply in love with Gordo until he had to kill him. So to me, that made no sense. That was another hole in the
he didn't have Gordo anymore, though. He didn't have Gordo anymore, right? So he fell back into what he had before. Come on, give him a chance, man. Give him a chance,
man. That was too quick.
Man, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, you was just deeply head over heels in love with Gordo, and now you see this dude you ain't thought about for 2 months on TV with another boyfriend, and you so mad that you just got to go drink and
exactly
break all the glass in your room and throw your remote. Like this,
exactly
it's just like we always knew he was soft and overly emotional, but that was just too emotional, man. He should have been that emotional about that. It made no sense for him to be emotional about
that. Ain't no girls on the show being this emotional over no relationship. None of them.
Right. Effie that moved on. Reek was in love with Effie 4 days ago. And now he see Kane knocking it down, and he was like, "You knew about that?
You knew
Okay,
about
whatever.
that?
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, man.
He done moved on.
You
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
He done moved on. But this dude, a dude that he had forgot about for a couple of weeks, he was completely on to the next. Moved on with somebody else, and he see dude with him, and now it just triggered him so much that he can't even control himself.
Exactly. Hey, I've said this before, but I have to say it again, man. Everett ain't on no Oklahoma City Thunder, man.
All right.
He ain't on the bench. He ain't even a ball boy, man.
Go ahead, man.
That joker like 5'6".
Okay. And so then this whole Western Holding thing, I know I made comments last week and I was about like, why were they introducing this Ponzi scheme? I know some of the fellowshippers chimed in and mentioned that it might be a spin into the next season or even a spin off or something like that. And I don't know. It's still not doing it for me. I mean, RSJ coming in just to pump the uncle to give him his money back, give Tariq his trust fund back. Oh yeah, and get it to Holiday money back too. It's I don't know, man. That didn't really do much for me.
But I thought it was good how they ended up tying it together and make it make sense to make us care about it, because at first I was like, what is the reason for this? They ended up making us care about it a little more because they added another villain, and it's a storyline that's still kind of central to what's going on with Reek, because the whole reason Reek is at Stansfield is for that doggone trust fund money. That's now that trust fund money could possibly be gone. That's a big deal. But but what I did like about it is that it wasn't dragged out. Like it was introduced last episode, and now we see what's going on this episode.
I get it.
Yeah. And so and I was like, and I wasn't too upset with how they made it work. I wasn't too upset with how they made it work. It definitely didn't rise to the level of letting David's brother kill Sax. So I wasn't upset with how it worked. I thought they worked it in good within the flow of the show. And so I thought they kind of made that work a little better than how they made the Davis killing work.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they are trying to make Lucas like some villain in the show now, which I could take it a little
too. And then a fellowshipper said that maybe that Take show wasn't going to come on. So
that's what we need to find out.
And it does seem like they introducing elements from this show into this one. With the with him trying to get in bed with Lucas and
stuff.
And the professor being all knowing and telling him to stay away from Lucas. Even though nobody knows it's a Ponzi scheme, but those three people and the people that's in it. So so you can kind of see that fellowship was spot on and said that.
Oh, definitely.
So they were spot on. So I believe that was absolutely true with the comment that they made.
Yeah. What else you got?
Other than that, I think that's it, man. I mean, Monet's still constantly angry, but other than that, like I said, man, I was like, okay, the whole Effie plot. I still it's not believable, but I support it. Is the fact that Reek is so smart. Reek is so smart. He got everything figured out. He can outsmart the smartest lawyers or the smartest detectives or the smartest drug dealers and things like that. So I'm cool with it because that's the way the show is. I was like, okay, man, this is a good episode.
That's
we
what
got
Rick
some
does.
stuff to talk about. And then honestly, man, when they said suicide at the beginning of the show in the warning for what's gonna be on, I can be like, okay. First thing I said was, okay, David's brother gonna kill himself. But
really? That's what I said too. I thought it was David's brother too.
And then because remember they showed Davis Holland put the gun down, so obviously he probably been talking to the brother.
So I thought it was just the brother. He was telling him to put the gun down to his own head. Yeah, I ain't know he was telling him don't kill Sax.
And so I was watching with my wife, and she was like, I bet maybe Sax gonna kill himself if it don't work out. Honestly, I would have taken Sax committing suicide over David's brother killing him because it would have made more sense.
I wouldn't have been happy with it. Ken, you're right. I wouldn't have been happy with it, but it would have been better than David's brother killing.
It would have been better than David's brother killing him.
Because if you think about it, Sax almost offed himself in the original Power. So it would have been
time to say
like I would have liked that more than having David's brother killed him, but I would have got on here and said it was rinse and repeat. I definitely would have got on here and said that. Yeah. But like Kid said, man, other than that, I was pretty pleased with the episode. And like I said earlier, I was glad that happened last. Then it happened like 15 minutes in, I'd have been ticked off. But before that, I was pleased with the episode. Reek making that move, and like we said, Reek is the thinker. He's the guy that always comes up with the schemes and stuff like that. So him making that move to kind of put the feds onto Effie and then throw them off with the sugar, which I still don't understand. If they already got samples of product, why not killing her red-handed with the product? What difference would that have made? But I guess they needed something substantial. Some red-handed substantial catches to be able to do something about it, but I don't know about that because they said they were able to match the weight that Diana put in the closet with the weight that old boy got out of the coffee. So
exactly,
I don't understand why them having sugar was able to kind of fool what they try to do, but that happened.
So I could see them not arresting Effie at that moment, but I don't know why they let Diana out of jail.
Right, because I thought they took the drugs from her locker. That matched the stuff that was at Stansbury, like
David said, Diana, she didn't know what was in there.
Stansfield, Kendrick.
I meant Weston Holdings. That's where they found the cups at.
Yeah, but you said Stansbury. It's Stansfield.
Oh, my. Okay.
Anyway, man.
This man.
But like David said, Diana said, she didn't know what was in. They can't prove that she knew what was in there, even though we know that she know that was in there. So they let her out. And then the thing that I'd always been wondering, Blanca said it. She was like, "That's privileged information. He can't be in here telling us that." You know what I'm saying? But they were just running with it anyway. So it's crazy, how they'll blur the lines of legality in order to try to get what they want.
Yep, it was a man and a woman that had something else in common that was purely skirting the rules and the law for their own good.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
So, I like that. That Blanca, brought that up. I just thought it was a good episode, man. I thought it was a good episode with a lot happening. We saw Kane finally close the deal with Effie. I hated to see it. I hated to see it. It was just a pettiness to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you just Tariq biggest hater, and now you the one with that thing. And Kane, now he head over heels in love with her. He about to tell her. He walked out of. He about to tell her and for the whole plan, and then he walked out of the meeting with her. She told him to come on. He walked with her.
Listen.
So let me based on the preview.
Wait. Let me make a quick comment about that. I was like, Kane and Effie happened just a little too quick after he paid for that tuition. Like, Kane went there to try to get some information so he could try to get his sister out of jail. She started touching his hand and his chest, and he forgot about Diana quick fast in a hurry.
Quick, man, we saw that coming from
he got some information,
bro.
He got his information.
We saw that coming.
All right, go ahead, Ralph.
So that happened, but I'm really interested to see what's going to happen next week. The previews are really good where you see it's like everybody trying to stab each other in the back. And the one thing that I'm really tripping off of is the one person who I know that want to pin something on somebody is Diana want to pin something on Monet. Because Monet, I don't know what Monet be thinking, bro. She just freaked that
all
girl.
the children, man.
Burn bridges.
She burned bridges with all her kids. She talked crazy about all of them. And then she was sitting there nervous as I don't know. I don't even know what it was to say, but she was super nervous when Diana was in jail because she like, I was out of my mind.
When Zeke died, I was saying a lot of stuff I ain't mean.
Don't get soft now. Don't get soft now.
Yeah, no. Go to be Monet, who you always be. You know what I'm saying? So, but outside of the the way Sax went out, I thought the episode was fire up until the end, and I still think it was a good episode. I was superbly entertained. There was a lot of things going on. My attention was kept. The only thing that even at the scene of the suicide, how I thought it was gonna go down, it didn't go down the way I thought it was gonna go down, even though it was the person that I thought it was. So man, I thought it was a good episode. It's a great episode leading into next week, which looks like gonna be even better. But like I said, I'll talk about this later, but when it comes to the decisions that's made, even though Reek was the primary point man on this particular plot to get Effie roped up and off, everything they do weakens the organization. They weaken the organization. And next week they're gonna have to meet up with Noma, and they're not gonna have what they need. So what's gonna happen?
Yeah, because they're a couple days behind at minimum. All right, so I'll give my quick take. I know we said a lot and y'all covered a lot, but Salim went on this episode, so I'm glad. But Diana did mention him, so I didn't care for that. How did Tate and the teacher automatically become a couple now? Like I know they kissed at the little bar or whatever, but I thought that was the first date they went on in forever, and now they dating. And
history there.
Yeah, whatever. And then the last part about that, which I'm hoping they go ahead and get off the show, is she talking about some don't meet with Lucas, and then she mad that he met with Lucas and that he accepted the donation. Listen, you know what this man is. Why is this a surprise? He trying to get into politics. He trying to get into politics. Of course he's not going to do the right thing. Of course he's going to be shaded. And you knew this, but you surprised by it? That's stupid.
Why is old girl telling about who he meeting with? Why is old girl going back to her telling who he meeting with also?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
What's her name, Ralph? Something Keisha?
Light skin Keisha. Brashandria,
yeah. Hey, listen, and also, how Ken, you kind of touched on it, but you didn't go deep. How does Monet know that Brayden them got her money? Okay, I assume Kane probably told her. But how does she know she can't trust it? Monet is all-knowing and super smart, so she know that she can't trust him with her money, so she want it back Monday?
Yeah. I don't know. She didn't give any reason. She just told Kane they couldn't trust him because they didn't want people like them to have money.
Yeah.
But why she get Kane the money anyway to do something with?
Exactly. You got to step up.
What did she expect him to do with it if he wasn't going to try to invest?
Bury it in the ground? Listen, man, this is also convenient writing for them to get Monet and Lucas in the same scene or whatever, so they can be like villain against villain.
They had no reason to know each other, man.
No, this was done so Monet can kill this dude once they get their money back.
I don't know, Big Ham.
Monet go off him, dog. You know how power does.
We'll see. Lastly, Drew, man. Drew is becoming a weak spot for me in this show, and it's not because of any kind of agenda type stuff. It's because his character is weak. You can't be in the drug game and weak, man. Diana's stronger than Drew, man.
And then he go try to talk crazy to Reek when Reek came over there.
Yeah, what you doing here?
Yeah, man. Why he can't be there? He part of the organization.
What he mad at him for? Why he mad at him?
Man, Reek should have fired on that man. I'd have fired on that dude. Why would he say that? Just fired on him.
Yeah, no, Drew killer.
Now he didn't have no hood on, no Ken. He had no hoodie on, so he probably couldn't do nothing. Yeah. He just had on that black sweater. All right, fellas, make sure you let us know what's.
There's not a cop knock.
About hey, the guy off the phone with Effie. I'm glad he did, but he got off the phone with Effie to go check on this dude. And he mad because his ex got a new boyfriend.
Watch this. So he turned the TV off.
Sorrows away.
I'm jerked out.
Blackout drunk.
So he turned the TV on, saw that Everett was gonna be on the interview with Jamel, and then he turned it off and wrecked his room. Because when he turned it back on, like the interview was just started.
Nah, I'm guessing he rewound it. That's what I just guessed in a minute.
That's probably what he did. He got money. He got enough money for a DVR, so he can rewind live TV. He got the Xfinity thing on AT&T, I guess.
Man, Drew whack, man.
Yeah, that whole situation, that whole Bro, I told y'all last week. I said I wonder what they gonna do now that Drew to kill Gordo. He'll have. They gonna do
They
some.
bring Everett back.
They brought
They
Everett back.
can't go an
They brought
episode
Everett
without
back.
mentioning some of that dude romantic life that we don't care about, and we don't care about it. And the scene was just the whole thing was goofy.
So unbelievable, man.
It was
So
so
unbelievable.
goofy.
Anyway, fellas, make sure you let us know what you thought about our reactions in the comments. Of course, you comment to us, we're gonna comment back and converse. We really enjoy your feedback, and like Big Ham mentioned, somebody made some great comments in the comments last episode, so we want to mention them. And of course, a lot of you guys make great comments. That's why we talk back and we enjoy it. Hope you enjoy it too. All right, you know what time it is. It's time for our favorite segment. That's the Gots to Go segment. Big Ham, go ahead and let us know. Let the people know what this is about.
All right, this is our Gots to Go segment, man. As we watch this show, man, there are people who are making things difficult for our criminal protagonists to get their money and get prosperity and get the fairy tale life that they want but may never get anyway in this show. And those people that are causing problems for our criminal protagonists, we say they got to go. And when we say they got to go, that means they got to leave like sex love. They got to be brutally off, brutally murdered. They got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And we go 3 people. Our list from 3 to 1, from least most having to go to the most having to go.
But they all gotta go.
They got to go.
All right, I'll kick it off if y'all don't mind. My number 3 got to
kick it off.
Yeah, that's what I said. So I'll kick it off.
Kick it off.
My number 3 got to go is Jenny, man. I'm tired of Jenny, man. I'm tired of Jenny. Listen, man. Jenny is kind of like the mastermind behind all this stuff, and she blaming Sax. She broke this man's heart. Not that I care about Sax, but he was doing all this stuff for her. Thought they were gonna be in a relationship. She was using him just like he was using people, and I wonder if that finally hit him just like that bullet in the back. So Jenny gotta go, man. I'm tired of Jenny. I'm tired of Rodriguez too, but Jenny's kind of the head of that snake. So Jenny, you gotta go. That's my number 3. Got to go, Jenny. And I want somebody to brutally murder her in memory of our boy Sax.
Yes.
No. Yeah, go ahead with your number 3.
My number 3 got to go is Drew Tejada and his feelings.
Drew Tejada.
We just talked about and his feelings. We just talked about him. You know, all of us had some comment about how. First of all, we're tired of this whole Drew saga where every relationship he's in. Like, I don't understand how that's a major plot for Power Book 2. But second, man, Drew is in these relationships and is making things worse for the family and the organization. By him killing Gordo, he's making enemies out of Gordo's family because he's gonna have to kill those 3 boys and probably the mama. And then him
Mama need to catch a bullet. Mama need to catch a bullet.
I heard you. And then him being hurt over Gordo's death, and then seeing Everett and getting re-hurt, and then falling on to Everett and just spilling his guts on what happened, and he's gone now and all that junk. Just on where he could be in a public place and being recorded, he's making things worse for the family, man. Drew.
And the initial lie he told the brothers was just horrible.
Horrible.
Better than that, bro. It was just horrible. Like, dog, you'd have killed this man. You'd have had time to think about it. You know these folks coming over here for a meeting. You gotta have something better than that to go to, dog.
We good. I thought Drew said they were good. We need to talk to Drew. No, I need to put a bullet.
You should have been concerned. I haven't heard from him either. I've been calling him as well. Something like that. You just.
Hey, sign this guy up for acting.
We're good.
I'm concerned.
I'm concerned as well.
Listen, man. Drew. Listen, man. Drew should have never been messing with Gordo anyway because they killed his daddy.
Right.
Yeah. You're right. They killed Frank.
Yeah. All right, Big Ham. Go ahead and give us your number 3.
My number 3 got to go was Lucas Weston, dog.
Whoa.
Ooh. New face. New face.
Man, just the way he talked.
Joker smug.
Smug. That's the word.
Oh, my God, man. Then he gonna have a nerve trying to talk hard to them folks, knowing that he done stole them folks' money in that Ponzi scheme. Man, all the folks should have just attacked them and start curb stomping them one at a time.
Yeah.
But even the way he was talking to Monet in the country
This one,
club.
okay.
I don't know what a miss
It's
came
well
from.
understood, Miss Tejada. We understand. You know, like, man, kill this dude. Kill him, dog. He got to go. My number
Brayden
3 got
probably
to
had to
go
do
with
it.
Lucas Weston.
Yeah,
That'll be
Brady.
Brayden first kill probably, and only.
Ralph think Monet gonna do it. All right, Ralph, go ahead and take it back with your number 2.
My number 2 got to go. I'm locked up with my cousin Ken, man. Drew Tejada got, bro. Listen, I have repeatedly stated how I just don't understand why they keep going to this Drew romance well, and I am tired of it, dog. And
The
I need them to
scales.
listen. I need them to save themselves by killing this dude, so they don't have to keep doing this. They need to go and kill him off the show, so they don't have to keep going through this, bro. It's not just us. All over social media, online, everybody is saying the same thing about Drew and his romantic tristed situations. Everybody is saying it. Like it's not needed. It doesn't add anything to the show that we care about.
Messiness.
All it does is make us hate this dude as a character. And
It's
he
filler,
actually
man.
could be a
Honestly,
likable dude.
that's
You know,
all it is. It's filler.
But
right.
it's like premeditated filler for some reason.
Yeah.
Listen, Power. Cut off your legs to save yourselves by getting this dude off. Because if I'm talking about they can't go a week without it, bro.
Every week is something Drew related, man.
Bro.
Relationship wise.
Bro. Just the weak lie he told them brothers at the beginning was enough for them to be suspicious about him and Gordo and Gordo's. Bro, your brother's just up and disappear. You don't hear from him. You ought to be super suspicious about it. Anyway, but you didn't have to do all of that weak stuff in order to get confirmation that he was lying about that dude. It was just no. They need to kill that dude so they can move on and stop hurting the show with that mess.
Exactly. They not already killed one of Monet's sons. They might well kill a second one. Ken, who's your number 2?
Your firstborn son? Huh?
Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Jenny, man. Jenny is getting on my nerves, and in this episode, man, she doubled down on her basically only concerned about herself and her career. She worried about, this gonna come back on me. Oh, this gonna look bad on me. And Sax say he got a target on his back, and ironically, that's where the Joker ended up getting shot. So it's crazy, man. So and then she gonna tell him, "Oh, I can't put you in witness protection and all that junk." So she mad at him,
right?
Because he was working lockstep with them. He wasn't even playing both sides. He was truly working for them, and she just forgot about him just like that because she was mad, that they found sugar and stuff. And so I've been wanting Jenny to go for a long time, man. I really don't understand why she's still on the show.
Bro, she was dead wrong for not putting that dude in the witness protection.
Of course she was.
The way that went down, everybody had to know that they knew that he was the mo.
Yeah, the they so afraid of him and they so dangerous. He should have been in witness protection.
But she let her feelings and her disappointment override her professionalism, and that dude blood is on her hands. It definitely is.
Let's see if next week they show any reactions from her to it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I really feel like that once Sax gave her that whole speech about, thought we could be something and you only care about yourself and you're gonna be lonely or whatever he said, I was like,
Time winded up.
Yep.
Time winded up.
And it was almost like foreshadowing them showing him walking to his car kind of like by himself in the sunset. Like, well, this is Sax's last ride. And don't get me wrong, I've been wanting Sax to go. And I really hated him this episode for the stuff he was trying to do with Diana to get more information and going back and forth with Davis in front of her. And I was like, man, Sax is trash. But I still thought that the way they killed him was wrong. All right, kid, I appreciate that number 2. My number 2 got to go, Monet Tejada. And I'll tell you why. It's because Ken, she was angry. And she's like spitting in the face of each and every one of her kids. Maybe Drew to a lesser degree. But Kane is like, what we doing? Why we doing this? And she like, you don't need to think. Like, that's stupid, man. This guy is the enforcer. He been holding stuff down. She trusts him to do the money, but she don't want him thinking about nothing else. And then Diana like, hey, I want to be out of this game. And she like, get your butt in the car. Like,
before I slap you upside the head to a grown child.
She's treating these kids like they, well, you know, they her kids, but she's treating them like they actual children. And they in this game taking just as much of risk as she is, and she acting like that she is like protecting them and just keeping them in the back when she's sending them out to fend for themselves, and they can't have no opinion. That's wrong.
She already killed their daddy.
She killed their daddy. She basically killed Zeke by letting them come, bringing them back instead of leaving them with her sister or whatever. Yeah. It's the wrong year. Listen, man.
I didn't lie. You did.
You did. I'm tired of Monet, man. I at times I kind of like her character, and she could be a stronger character, but the way she is doing this is like terrible, man. She's supposed to be smarter than everybody, but yet she needs Tariq to make decisions. The decision that she come up with on her own come back to Hunter, and she's trying to put out fires before everybody else know it, and it's crazy, man. I'm tired of Monet, man. Monet is my number 2.
Man, you know what other thing about Monet that trips me out, dog, is that Mary J, when Mary J performs as an artist, she looks so good. She's beautiful, but it don't seem like her beauty is showing through in this show. So I
think she has a
moment, or the way she dressed or whatever.
Yeah. I think she have her moments in the show. I think
the same to me.
I think she's you don't feel that way is because we hate the character so much, man.
She always yowling.
Yeah, she always mad and upset and being disrespectful and stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, we go ahead and get to my number 1, and my number 1 is going to be one for y'all too, and that's Drew. My number 1 is Drew, man, and it's not necessarily because he should be low on the list or he should be at the top, but he needs to go. He needs to go, and to me, this episode, all the stuff that he did, he was the most egregious out of every other person on my list. The whole, like Ralph said, being suspicious when they were asking about him, which put suspicion in their minds already. And then him crying over Everett, like Ken said, when he just broke up with the love of his life. I think we could have something. Shut up. And finally, him doing that stuff. Everett shouldn't be on Oklahoma City Thunder either. So that also makes
why is Everett even on the show?
That's a connection. It's exactly, Ken. And finally, him doing that stuff in the hotel bar was kind of unbelievable for me, because if he this emotional and stuff, which we've all said he is, he shouldn't be in this game because he gonna let some secret out. Shouldn't be in the game, right? And he let the secret out. Drew got to go, man. Is no more ifs, ands, or buts. Give Drew more time. Put his hood on. Put his hat on. Let him kill somebody. Let him bump somebody in front of a bus like the stupidest thing ever. Drew has to go, man. He brings nothing to this show but emotional instability. Drew, that's my number 1. Ken, go ahead with your number 1.
My number 1 got to go. I was gonna say the writing, but I didn't feel like dealing with either of y'all mouths, so I let it go.
Good.
Now my number 3 got to go.
Number 1.
My number 1 got to go. Is Kane Tejada.
Kane
is Kane. It's not so much about him messing with my boy X immediately. It's the fact that no matter through all of this they've been through, this Joker still concentrating on Reek. In the next episode, he gonna be like, "You gotta flip on Reek," telling Effie to do that while he dressed in a suit, I guess, pretending to be her lawyer or whatever. Unbelievable, but it's crazy, man. No matter what they done been through, you know, Reek is still organizing and keeping their family safe, keeping them one step ahead of the law. This dude still want Reek to go, and that's the reason Kane my number 1, man. It's like he has no loyalty. To Reek. And no loyalty to Reek. And then like the one person that's constantly mean to him, his mama, he still want Reek gone. It's crazy, man. He didn't got Effie, so why he still want Reek gone? That makes no sense to me, man. So Kane, my number 1, got to go.
I'm talking the only reason they're making money is because of Reek. The only reason they all safe for this Reek
still alive. Reek is only they're not in jail.
Every end, and he still be hating on him because he hates him.
Jealousy, exactly. That's right.
Now, that's a great guy to go, Ken. I would even
That's a great one, man. That's a great one, man. And like you said, man, Kane is always. He feel like he's in Reek's shadow. He's in Reek's shadow with his mama because his mama trusts Reek. Mama sent them away. I need to talk to Reek so we can think about something. Effie was all in the Reek. He wanted Effie. Diana was in Reek. You let him hit. Like, it's Reek, man. Reek is.
I had something to say. I let it pass.
Good.
I think
good.
I saw the clip.
No. We good.
From dude TikTok. From dude TikTok, I almost said something. I let it go.
Listen, man. Ken, that was a great number one. Got to go.
Appreciate it,
man. I'm telling you, how the boys. Go ahead, Ralph. Who's your number one?
My number one got to go, bro. And this is I'm petty for this. I know I'm petty, but it's Blanca Rodriguez for one reason. That smirk she did at the end of the show when they arrested right before she put Effie.
I saw that too.
Oh my God! I was like, I want to kill her. That smirk, I was like, oh, she got to go. That smirk she did just irritated me to my core, dog.
Man, she get on my nerves.
I was like, man, somebody need to kill her just because of that smirk, dog.
She get on my nerves, man.
Facts, man. Facts. I like
because the Rico is dead right now, but y'all better get her on that attempted murder charge. Okay. I mean, it's guess what? Some kind of way Effie gonna beat it. It always happens. And Kane hating on Reek, but Reek probably be the one that save her from going down. So, yeah, man, Ken, that Kane pick was great, but the way that lady smirked when she put Effie in a police car, I was like, she got to go.
Thanking smirk, man. Thanking smirk, man.
I had actually forgot about Lauren still being alive and them having her testimony about Effie trying to kill her. So it was a decent surprise. I forgot about it was a decent surprise.
Yeah. Lauren probably should be an honorable mention, man, because we done moved on. So them bringing her back in the phrase.
I mean, the whole girl did try to dust her off.
She had to. If Lauren was trying to protect herself and she wore that watch after Jenny kind of forced her to do it.
Yeah. But the thing about Lauren was, if I was Lauren, I would have tried to dust her off myself. I wouldn't even go through the law.
Nah, I remember Lauren ain't built for the game, Big Ham. She ain't
Lauren
just gonna go and start killing people.
Yeah,
Brayden ain't built for the game, and he in it.
Exactly. Effie, the only one that ain't a Tahada that's built for it, and Diana ain't even really built for it.
I don't know. Rick just started offing people.
Rick built for it. Yeah. Rick off his daddy.
I don't know if I'm convinced yet. Hey, don't bring that up.
I'm sorry, King. So spot.
Yeah, so spot.
You gotta go so out of here, dog.
You such a hater.
Tommy, no. Balcony.
No, Tommy, let him go. Let him go, Tommy.
Let him go.
Let him go. Let him go.
You mother.
Listen, nobody's gonna stop me.
I was like,
push the Tasha forehead.
That was so funny.
That was so funny when he pushed Tasha.
Satisfied, man. All right, fellas, make sure you let us know what you thought about our Got to Go list. We had some good ones. I know we all had Drew on our list, so that's probably a unanimous decision. But I think Ken's Kane comment may have won our Got to Go. I think this is the first time I ever made a comment like that. But I think Ken's Kane Got to Go maybe won today's Got to Go list. So kudos to Ken. Appreciate all right, fellas. One thing I want to ask. I know y'all get tired of me asking these questions that make you think a little bit.
Let him go, Ralph. Let him go, Ralph.
Let him go. Why y'all think that they decided not to tell Effie?
I guess they wanted to be more believable. Although it still bothers me that she just immediately started running. Effie ain't gonna outrun nobody. So why she started running when the cops pulled up?
Instinct, man.
Instinct, yeah, I was about to say instinct.
You either gonna freeze or you gonna run.
Yeah. Fight or flight.
What you doing, Big Ham? What you doing if the cops roll up on you, Big Ham?
I'm just gonna put my hands up.
Yeah. Wise decision, Big Ham. Wise decision.
Man, whatever. I'm the quickest thing out there. Pop, 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 pop. But no, I think they did tell her because it probably would have been some kind of tale if she knew. Yeah, she would have, she wouldn't have went on with it. She would have gave away a tale. They would have been like, something's not right.
They needed to be believable.
So since she was in the dark, it was more believable. for them to follow her and for them to execute their plan. So it was better. And she understood it.
The only thing that bothered me though,
she said she understood
it. Effie is pretty smart.
She is.
And so here's what it surprises me that she didn't put this together. Reek out of the blue trying to get her back in, trying to give her work. Kane asking her if she's sure she want to do this for Reek, and she like, if you got something to say, Kane, just spit it out. Yeah. But then she go full forward and do everything anyway. That's the only thing to me that wasn't believable.
She money hungry. She always been money hungry. That's always been her character.
Now, I think she agreed with Reek. That was the main thing. She agreed with Reek that streets were hot. They had to pause some of the other stuff. The only way they could get some income for her and them was if they got the coffee going. Yeah,
she wanted somebody, dog.
Yeah.
Wow, what did you think,
man? Yeah, I thought like Ralph said, it was probably so it would be believable because she was really thinking she was doing this stuff, so it was believable, right? And it made sense. I feel like that it probably not necessarily hurt her, but made her think that, you know, she really can't trust him. So she'd be more so looking out for herself in the future than trying to protect everybody. She already probably mad at Reek, so she really ain't trying to protect him. But now she kind of wondering about the whole organization and if she could be the scapegoat, right? Because most of them family, and then Weston got his own family for protection, and she probably feel like the Reek also came from a better background than her anyway. So she probably now she probably look out for herself more.
Okay.
Yep. All right, fellas. So make sure you let us know what you thought and about our show today. Comment, you know,
like, subscribe.
If you're new to the Fellowship Hall, like and subscribe. We can go ahead and close it up.
Yeah, fellowships, man. We want to thank y'all for coming to the Fellowship Hall with the Twins and Ralph. Hope y'all continue rocking with us as we continue reviewing Power Book 2 Season 3. You can link with us at Facebook at the Fellowship Hall. You can link with us here. Like, subscribe. Listen, anytime we have more views and subscribers, that means some of y'all watching and not committing to us. We need y'all to make some honest men out of us and commit by subscribing. It's real easy. Just hit the button. Subscribe to the Fellowship Hall on YouTube. Follow me on social media. Raphael
that you don't have to do. Continue.
Follow me on social media, Raphael Hammond, and Facebook, because my social media, I'm the only thing trying to grow this podcast. My back killing me. I'm carrying the podcast every episode. Y'all watching it. I'm giving you funny material. I'm giving you one-liners, hook liners, saying, you know, I'm just carrying this podcast. I'm David Ruffin. But follow me on Twitter, Instagram.
One band, one Twitter. Sound, man.
And until we see y'all next time, fellowship was y'all be blessed.
Be blessed.